happy Star Wars Day, everybody. If you hear a little noise in the background, I'm actually watching the marathon on TV. I don't know why I'm watching it on TV, because I have the Blu-rays, so you don't have to have commercial interruptions, but why not? Watching that while I'm doing my list here. I'm going to do, in my opinion, this is an opinion here. We all know what they say about opinions, but what my opinion of the movie's worst to best is. So, first, number 11. Rise of Skywalker. No, wait, sorry. The Last Jedi. Sorry, I had this mixed up. The Last Jedi. That movie was ridiculously bad. It was... I mean, the sequel trilogies were kind of bad enough as it was, just because they're just sort of a rehash of the OT, but with just new characters. But at least in The Force Awakens, they set up certain things that's going to happen in the next two movies. And then Rian Johnson comes along and says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do what I want. And there's just so many problems I had with this movie. The whole go to the gambling planet and the races. What, they don't have a hacker in there in the rebellion that they could do? The whole, just everything was just bad. Killing off Snoke and all that. So that was number 11. 10. The Rise of Skywalker, which was by far... Oh, okay, let me go back to one of Let me go back to the last one. One of the biggest things I had was, they've got that ship, and, all of a sudden they're running out of fuel. They never talk about fuel in any of the movies up until this. And all of a sudden they're running out of fuel. And you have the Admiral, who, instead of just telling her top pilot, what the plans are, because he's actually kind of involved, she puts him, keeps slapping him down. But the whole problem, one of the big problems I had with that was that scene where she runs her ship into Snoke's thing and at hyperspace and blows it up. Okay, one, she didn't have to be on it. Two, why didn't they just before this, if that worked, just take a bunch of unused ships and go up against Star Destroyers that way, all the other ways, and program them to all right. Bad movie. Okay, then we have The Rise of Skywalker. See, the reason this is a little bit lower on the list is they had to spend so much time trying to fix this shit show that The Last Jedi was, that it was kind of disjointed. Because there was, like I said, I'm sure they had things worked out. This is going to do here, this is going to do here, this is going to do here. And with it all thrown out of whack, there was so much stuff that they had to try and put in there. And then they were just doing some fan service things, which was like, all right, whatever. And it was really kind of disjointed. And it would have been, I think, a much better movie if Rian Johnson hadn't tried to do whatever he was planning on doing. Number 9. Phantom Menace. I remember walking into that movie. I was so excited. I hadn't, I'd seen all three of the original movies in the theater, and it's just like opening night. I'm going in there. I just like yes. And when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. But then there's this, it slowly creeps up on you, going, what? What? Yeah, okay, this wasn't good. The whole Jar Jar thing, there was no point in that at all. Number 8, Force Awakens. So notice we have all three of the sequel trilogies in the bottom. This was if it had just been a standalone movie, there wasn't Star Wars, this would have been an okay movie, but it was Star Wars. They're basically rehashing the plot of the original one. You have the young nobody from the backwater planet who gets pulled into this galactic civil war with a giant planet killer and a mysterious force user who's got a bigger boss and big plans for galactic domination. You're redoing the same movie. Yeah. And so, yeah. Alright, now, number 7. Solo, a Star Wars story. They didn't do a disservice to Han Solo, but what the problem with this one is Han Solo before the movies, he was a mercenary. He was a rogue. I mean, he didn't give a rat's ass about anybody but himself and Chewie. That's it. You could tell that from the movie. And yes, it was fun to see how he got the Millennium Falcon. And I don't like the way they did the Millennium Falcon in this, just because they had that one centerpiece in there that's not supposed to be there. And just the way he acted and stuff, it just wasn't right. But it was still an enjoyable movie. Number 6, Attack of the Clones. That movie had some really good moments in it. The lightsaber fights were incredible. The chase scenes were awesome. The whole subplot with Count Dooku, who was a much better villain than a lot of people give him credit for, was incredible. The things that I think ruined it for me was sorry, just seeing where it is in the movie, was the whole subplot, the romantic subplot. The writing on that was just atrocious. It's like, dude, really, Anakin had no game. And this comes from a guy who has no game. Even I can sit there and say, dude, you could do better than that stuff. Alright, so then you have number 5. Revenge of the Sith. There was some slow moments, and what caused Anakin to switch over was, excuse me, it doesn't seem like it's a good enough reason. And I think he should have actually changed over in the second one, and then have him searching out some of the Jedis in the third one, and have the final confrontation with Obi-Wan in that one. But who knows? And that lightsaber fight was well worth waiting all this time for. Okay, now we are moving up into the top 4. Rogue One. a Star Wars story. This was a very good movie. Excuse me. You know, it shows how how everything worked up. It explains okay, let me go back. As far as explanation, I need to go back here for a second with Sith. That movie right there created some huge plot holes for the original trilogy. And you set up, and like Darth Vader doesn't know that he has two kids. He knows that she had twins. Why? How are you going to do that and let him know that he has twins? Then in the next trilogy, in Jedi, he's sitting there going, "Hey, wait, sister! Wow, hey, check that out! I didn't know." Duh. And there's a line in Empire where Ben says, "That boy's our last hope," and Yoda says, "There's another." They should know this stuff. But anyway, so back to Rogue One. I like how it explains the whole thing about why it took 20 damn years for them to make the original Death Star. This guy was delaying everything. I like that, and why it was so easy to beat. He put that in there, and it was a little darker because in this one, virtually everybody dies. Spoiler alert! It was a really, really well done movie. Now, obviously, you can figure out which three are left. Pretty much the OT. Now, number 3, Jedi. I saw that on a 70mm screen up here. It was the first movie that I know of that had THX sound on it, and that was just blew my mind. It looked incredible. It was just, the lightsaber fight again was excuse me, well worth waiting for. The confrontation in the throne room at the end, awesome. Luke looking at his hand, dressed in black, and realizing, hey, I'm becoming him. That really worked out. But there was 2 things that sort of took it down for me. And that, this isn't bad, but one of them was the Ewoks. Excuse me. And I know I really heard that Lucas wanted to use Wookiees in this one, but couldn't because he couldn't find people tall enough or something like that, so he switched to the Ewoks. Those were supposed to be a little too cuddly, it's like nah. And despite them being vicious little cannibals, that part bugged me. And the opening scene where they go to rescue Han, well, that was a really fun scene. It's like, dude, what is your plan? You're just going in there. It seemed like there was no plan. Okay, so I've got Lando and Chewie there. I've got Lando there for, undercover forever. He's not doing anything. Then you send the droids in, and they're supposed to help. And then Leia and Wookiee. Why doesn't Luke just go in there and say, dude, give me the stuff or I'm going to kill you? Alright, so yeah, but that's my number 3. Number 2, A New Hope. Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. One of my first memories is seeing that movie with my parents and my mom falling asleep during it. I'll never forgive her for that one. But you've got you get all these new characters, and you get Darth Vader. You've got the Falcon and Han Solo, one of my favorite characters ever. Just an exceptionally well done movie. Number 1, as you've probably figured out, Empire Strikes Back. a almost a perfect movie. You know, there's just so much stuff in there that was incredible. And just so well done. The second appearance of Boba Fett, for those of you who don't remember this or don't know, his first appearance was in that full movie, the Star Wars Christmas Special, which, if I was going to do TV shows included in this, that would be number 12, because that was so horrible. But anyway, that's my list. What do you think? Do I have any out of order in your opinion, or are these right? And may the Force be with you.